We're back, everyone, talking with Dr. Russell Blaylock about excitotoxins in brain health. Isn't this just fascinating information? Every time Dr. Blaylock comes, I learn something new. This is just amazing. I love this book, Health and Nutrition Secrets That Can Save Your Life. You've got to get your copy. And don't forget, today our special is with the multi-pack. That is the case of 2 organic acai and 2 organic noni. You're going to get a copy of Dr. Blaylock's book, Health and Nutrition Secrets. You're going to get that free with that case today. So be sure you get that. Now, Dr. Becker has something he's been dying to share with you, an excerpt from the book. You've got that turned up, don't you, honey?
I love to read and I love to study.
You sure do.
Okay, and I've done it all my life, and there are few books that are as eloquent as Dr. Blaylock's Health and Nutrition Secrets. I want to read you just a little excerpt to wet your whistle here. Dr. Blaylock is talking about the great complexity of the brain and how some have compared the brain to a great computer. But he refutes this idea, stating that God's greatest miracle is far more complex than any man-made device. And he writes, in addition, the brain gives us uniquely human qualities such as insight, empathy, love, compassion, hatred, anger, poetic and literary creativity, artistic expression, and a sense of awe and ecstasy. We can develop a love of virtue, patriotism, and honor, or, at times, the opposite of these good qualities. Most of us have a strong sense of our Creator and a need to think about Him and to pray to Him, things beyond the capacity of the computer to duplicate. And that's in the first 3 pages. Let's give a little summary of what's in this excellent book. Mercury, what about those mercury fillings, folks? Do you really want to know the truth about it? Can you handle the truth, as they say in the movies? Fluoride, is that something you want to brush on your teeth every day? Find out. This is real stuff, folks. Toxic metals in our environment. Cadmium, are you a smoker? Emphysema, cadmium and emphysema. Did you know that's probably what's causing your emphysema? Vaccines. Boy, will you come back and talk about the vaccine controversy? Not in this program, but another one? I think that'd be wonderful to talk about. Food additives. We've talked a little bit about MSG and aspartame, pesticides and chemicals, heart disease, stroke and heart attack. How it goes on, protecting your brain, how to do all these things. Just tremendous stuff. The truth about doctors, folks, this is an excellent book. Doctors, nurses, you should have one, but lay people can benefit from this book too because you can follow these words. It's so well researched and so articulately put that even people like you and me can follow it. So I just wanted to be sure everybody knows how important that book is. Thank you, Doctor, for writing it.
Well, Dr. Blaylock, well, let's talk about how we're going to fix all this.
All right.
What can we do?
How do we protect our brains? I mean, really, all these assaults, and we travel, we have to eat fast food from time to time. It gets in, even when we try.
Right.
How do we do this?
Well, as I tell people, the most important thing is your diet. And this is what's usually forgotten. People think, well, I'll take this supplement, or I heard on the news about this supplement that protects your brain, and if I take that, then I can just eat and do what I want to. Well, you can't.
Right.
As I gave with the analogy with the sink overflowing, you don't just keep calling for more mops. You got to turn the water off. Well, what we need to do with our diet, we need to get the sugars as low as possible, you know, most of the sugars out of your diet. Eat complex carbohydrates, eat whole grains when you're going to eat some grains, but not a lot of those, but, you know, moderate amount. Need to watch the red meats because red meats are very high in iron, and it's highly absorbable iron. Iron dramatically increases free radical generation, not only in the brain, but the entire body. Is associated with cancer, neurodegenerative diseases, particularly things like Parkinson's disease. There's a high concentration of reactive iron in that part of the brain. So we need to watch our red meat intake. You need to always eat at least 5 to 10 servings of fruits and vegetables because that helps bind the iron so you don't absorb it. And that keeps your iron from being at too high a level. And that's why you eat mixed meals. The types of vegetables matter. They need to be organic. They need to be high nutrient dense vegetables.
So organic does make a difference? It
makes a difference. They have a higher content of these neurodegenerative protecting nutrients in it, like your flavonoids and anti-cancer elements in it. You need to eat healthy plants so that they're not diseased, but the organic is good. You even need to wash organic because some of the atmospheric pesticides will get on it. You need to drink purified water. Avoid fluoride. Don't ever drink fluoridated water. Don't use fluoride toothpaste or get fluoride treatments. They're extremely brain toxic. They dramatically increase cancer risk and cancer growth. They have numerous effects in the body, particularly suppressing thyroid function. So you need to avoid the fluoride. Mercury, for instance, dental amalgam, vaccinations with mercury in it. You need to make sure that you're not intolerant or allergic to foods. It's a good idea at least one point in your life to be tested for various food allergies. Exercise regularly. We know that exercise improves brain function.
You mentioned in your book that you can overdo the exercise. What happens when we run a marathon? Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, what we've known for quite some time is the faster your metabolism, the more free radicals you produce. And this is why eating a lot of sugar increases your cancer risk and degenerative brain disorders, because you're producing so many free radicals with that high metabolism.
Yeah.
If you're exercising intensely, running marathons, doing Ironman, just really intense aerobic type exercise, you're producing storms of free radicals.
So that's too much for
I tell people that's like smoking 5 packs of cigarettes a day.
Okay.
It took the exercise physiologists a long time to make this connection. Now they're telling people if you're going to exercise that level, you need a lot of antioxidants in your system.
Well, the first man who ran a marathon died.
Right.
I mean, that should have been enough right there, huh?
Well, I remember watching an Ironman contest, and as they were coming to the finish, the lady fell down and had a grand mal seizure and almost died.
Poor child.
So you're producing enormous numbers of free radicals.
But we can take a walk. How much what's a reasonable
Well, moderate
level?
exercise. Say if you do resistant weight exercises or in a resistance machine, 30 or 45 an hour work every day, where you're a little short of breath, but not intense aerobic exercises.
Yeah. Okay.
As you exercise, you increase your antioxidant intake to protect yourself. And if you do that, then the exercise is highly beneficial. Increases blood flow, strengthens your heart, reduces your cancer rate. Women's breast cancer is dramatically reduced if they exercise regularly. And so the exercise is not only shown to do the obvious things, but it makes the brain secrete special factors that heal neurons, heals the connections in the brain, the synapses.
Doctor, in the 40 seconds before we take our break here, tell us the role in spirituality in keeping our brain strong and overall health. Let's hear your views.
One of the things we know, increased stress causes our brain to degenerate. And so we want to reduce our stress. Well, God told us how to reduce our stress. Forget about the world and our worries of the world, and think about me and think about heaven and think about my word. And Christians know this gives great comfort. Suddenly, the weight's lifted off your shoulders. You feel the closeness to God and to your Savior, and so the stress is relieved. And it's the greatest way to relieve stress, but it's not just for physical reasons. It's for your connection to your Creator.
Yeah, it's made a huge difference in my life. Let's go to our break, and when we return, would you like to field a question from one of our viewers? That'd be good. We'll be right back.